Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the weekly reading for July 27 to August 2nd. This is your pick a card reading. Just going to go really quick and let you know that for astrology this week, we actually have starting Monday the 27th, Venus is going to be squaring Neptune that day, which means that it's the last of the squaring cycles for these particular two for the year. Neptune is still in retrograde until November, so it's going to be causing some assumptions within our relationships, and we're going to be reviewing those assumptions that we've had lately or since the start of those particular relationships. And it's also going to give us the ability to let go of any expectations we may have regarding our partners. With Venus in Gemini, of course, at this particular time, it means that we want to know everything about the people that we're with. But with this particular square, it is going to kind of give us that ability to step back and really let the relationship grow naturally as it unfolds. Actually, the only other thing for this particular week is that closer to the end of the week, we are going to have some intense situations with regard to our realities. There's going to be some kind of conversation that pretty much everybody's going to end up having with someone in their life. It doesn't necessarily have to be their significant other or their partner in any way, but they are going to end up having, everybody is going to end up having either a challenging, intense, or uncomfortable conversation that they really just cannot avoid. That's actually leading us up to the full moon, which is actually the 3rd of August, and we will discuss that further next week and during the full moon reading, of course. So yeah, really quick week as far as the astrology is concerned, but we do have our pick a card reading. So we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. We also have the crystal of the Golden Healer, number 27, which has a pink aura or a heart chakra around it. We also have for pile number 2, the Garnet with the number 8, or purple, which is the third eye chakra, to do with intuition. And thirdly, we have the Peridot, which is the number 14, with a blue border, signifying, of course, the throat chakra. If instead you prefer the meditation that we usually do during these particular times, please sit back and relax. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Open your eyes slowly. The pile that you were drawn to when your eyes opened is the pile that's intended for you for this week. Have a wonderful week to everybody. Remember that you can pick more than one pile if you're still not sure as to which one you want, and you're more than welcome to stay and hang out for the entire reading. And also, please don't forget that these are collective readings, so take what resonates. Don't make anything fit that doesn't sound like it belongs to you. And don't forget to check the description for the link to the store for personalized readings that are meant for your particular energy. I'll see you in a pile in a moment. Welcome to those who picked pile 1, or the Golden Healer. This is the pile that's meant for you for the 27th of July to the 2nd of August. Please note again also that this card does have a 27 or a master number 9 on it, which talks about completions, and also the pink aura, which is regarding the heart chakra. So the other message that we have regarding the Golden Healer, of course, is that it is the ultimate healing card. And this particular week, you are being reminded that you do have that healing aspect. And if you are in need of healing, to remember, of course, that the soul itself, or your own spirit, is what needs healing just as much as your ego or your 3D self. And that healing, of course, is a process, and that it won't happen all at once. It's meant to be something to experience and go through, as opposed to something that happens to you. So let's see, pile 1, what we have for your particular reading for this week. We're starting off with the Karma card according to this, which is actually, of course, Judgment. We have the King of Pentacles. My apologies, King of Pentacles. And the Lover's card. Your oracle cards for the week, we're starting off with Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Self-employment. You're a born entrepreneur, and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. We have the World, or number 29. We have Letting Go with the number 22. Now 22 itself also is some kind of master number as well, so you might want to check into what that meaning is for you as well. And lastly, your shadow card, anything that you may be concerned about or maybe an underlying factor this week, is Kalish with Endurance. So overall, pile 1, this looks like a fabulous, absolutely positive week for you. I mean, we're starting off, of course, with the healing card. So whatever you've been going through, you are either starting to heal or starting the process of healing your overall self with regard to that. You do have the Judgment card, the King of Pentacles, and the Lover's card. Now, Judgment, of course, is talking about not just judgment based on things that need to be happening within you, but things that are happening for you as well. Judgments that are coming in on your behalf in a positive light. The King of Pentacles, of course, is the mastery of your 3D self. So your finances, your home life, your career is all coming together the way you're looking at it, the way you have wanted it to happen. So wonderful. I'm hoping this is what you were manifesting during the new moon in Cancer the other week. The Lovers, of course, is partly explanatory, but also doesn't necessarily have to mean lovers as in loving of another person. If you don't have anyone in your life, it could speak to the fact that something like that is coming in for you, or it could also speak to self-care and love with regard to your healing aspects. You do, of course, again, like I said, have the Keepers of the Earth, which mentions that you're not alone and that ancient ancestors are standing beside you. So if you are feeling quite lonely lately, with regard to whether you're still in quarantine or with respect to your viewpoints on things, remember that you actually aren't alone, and it can feel like it sometimes, especially when you don't have anybody who physically feels like they're on your side. But the universe and spirit are there, and your ancestors and ancient bodies, of course, are trying to help you out. And like I said, this week is looking wonderful for you with regard to that. Self-employment, it can speak to actually having your own business, but it also can speak to you being employed. So self-employment, of course, usually the definition would be having your own business, starting your own entrepreneurship. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that. If you've been looking for a job, this could be the week that you get called for an interview. It could be the week that you start on a different task with regard to starting some kind of new venture within a job that you already have, or a company you already have where you're changing divisions or departments. So you're the first person as an entrepreneur, you are the first person going from your current position to this new position. It's usually been either someone coming up through the ranks of already existing within that department or somebody outside coming in. The World card, of course, is always wonderful to see. It just culminates in the fact that you are successful this week, and it's a wonderful, wonderful card to see in anybody's spread. The card the letting go card, it's talking about letting go of things that may not have served you. So that could be brought back to the Judgment card. It could be you literally decluttering at this time. So you're having such a positive experience right now. Now that you're starting to heal, you're starting to literally let go and passing judgment yourself, not in a bad way, but on things that no longer serve you, and letting go of them with respect to where do you want to go from here on? Where does this healing look like it's taking you, and what literally doesn't serve you and needs to be left behind with respect to maybe a hobby that you've kind of let go of. You've been feeling a bit guilty about not doing it anymore, but now you're seeing that it no longer is really what you're interested in anymore, and that's perfectly fine. Your shadow card for the week again is Endurance, which is really just you feeling a bit tired lately. But with the Leo season, don't forget that everybody's energy is just sort of skyrocketing and becoming more and more intense with regard to their own personal, just your energy level, your wakefulness. You're waking up a little more vibrantly. You're getting the rest that you need a little bit better, which of course is also to do with your healing aspect as well. The more you heal and the more you come to your new self that you've sort of been needing to get to, the more that endurance will come to you, and the more that you'll be able to see that power that you've been maybe missing lately coming into the forefront for you. This is a very quick reading for you, Pile 1. It's very self-explanatory, very positive in its message, and there doesn't seem to be anything that I can see to go over with regard to any of the cards or any of the messages, and I'm not hearing anything with regard to this particular week that you need to look out for or be aware of, other than enjoy yourself. Congratulations on your newfound healing. Congratulations on letting go of things that no longer serve you, and on the employment ventures that are coming in for you that are helping you with your King of Pentacles independence. Thank you so much for joining. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And again, have a really, really wonderful week. Bye for now. Welcome to those who picked Pile 2 or the Garnet Crystal card. This is your reading for July 27 to August 2nd. Again, please note that the outer border for the card is purple, which is in tune with the third eye chakra for intuition. The garnet stone is actually one of passion, and you're being asked this particular week, based on this card, to just really go for it, as they say. Be aware and make sure there's an appropriate outlet, of course, for your passions and your emotions, but this is absolutely the week to take action and have courage in that everything you want is there for you, as it were. With regard to your actual reading within the cards, Pile 2, we're starting out with the Queen of Swords. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Chariot in reverse, we've Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? You have Ready, Set, Go. Now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. We have Hostilities with the number 26. We have Loyalty with the number 33. And again, don't forget that the 33 is, of course, its own number, to just make sure you check that out as well. And lastly, your shadow card, which is anything that you may be concerned about or maybe an underlying issue for the week, is Sheila Nagig with Desperation. So Pile 2, this this is actually one of those fun ones for me, because the only card that I ever look at before I actually do any kind of filming with regard to the piles is, of course, the crystal card that gets turned over so that you have something to choose from. I never look at the actual piles. They're shuffled, they're placed into piles, and I never actually turn the cards over to see exactly what may be the message within. But considering that the message within is actually matching so perfectly with the Garnet card itself is always a fun thing to see. You do have 2 Queen cards, of course, as well as the Chariot for this particular week. So you're starting off with the Queen of Swords, which talks about mastery within your intuition regarding any kind of communication. So really being able to seek out and hear the truth within the quote-unquote BS that you may be hearing from other people. So you do have that ability to sort of cut all that away, and you'll know exactly what the truth of the matter is when you're speaking to somebody. Be aware of that, especially for the end of the week when I mentioned that some hard conversations are going to be needing to take place just based on the astrology for the week. And that you have that heightened ability for this particular time and during that particular instance to really be aware of what the truth is behind what may be said or the underlying meaning behind what's being said. You also have the Queen of Pentacles as well, which again is with regard to independence and a mastery of your wealth of the finer things, as they say. So you don't have absolute mastery with regard to your business sense, your home life necessarily, but with regard to the intuition of where you want to take your finances, where you want to take your home life, what your home now looks like versus what you intended it to look like and how to make that change happen. The Chariot in reverse does mean that there's a bit of a pause at this particular time, and I think it's not necessarily that things are not happening, it's just with there being so much passion and so much emotion happening at this particular time for you, it's really speaking more of your being asked to sort of be cautious with regards to which way to step forward. Remember I mentioned that to find a suitable or appropriate outlet for that passion and that emotion, and you do have the hostility card underneath as well as a warning too, with regard to being aware of how you're communicating and what vibe you're giving off during those communications with people as well. So I see that as being the only reason why your Chariot is currently in the reverse, is just while you're finding that outlet and finding that way to move forward in your passionate stance and in your next level projects, you're holding off right now and really being careful with how you move forward, which is an awesome way to be, absolutely. You do have also the answer the call, which is asking what your soul is actually calling you to do, which again is speaking as to why that Chariot is upside down, is because you're really at this time doing that big question. You're really looking at that, what is my life purpose? I see that for a lot of people. I'm hearing that right now as being the absolute for this particular pile for this week. And with regard to everything that everybody's being told that August is going to be such a positive time, I really see that this is sort of you making those plans and really starting to see where that August is going to be going for you. You do have Ready, Set, Go as well, remember? So you do have that perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. So this is the time to really start to think and really literally stand on the edge of the pool ready to jump in kind of thing with regard to where do you want to go? Which lane do you want to take? Where do you want that Chariot once it's upright? Where are you going to send it to get you where you want to be? And it's literally where do you want to be? And as well as when you know where you want to be, Spirit in the universe will guide you to where you need to be, which will, in this particular instance, is actually going to come together quite well for you. You are being asked also to be aware of your loyalties as well. And that's not just loyalties to others, it also refers to loyalties to yourself. So while you're making these decisions for this particular time and with regard to where you're headed, be true to yourself is basically what I'm hearing with regard to the loyalty. It's loyalty to you and being well aware of where you want your life to go at this time. The shadow card with regard to desperation is just sort of a warning with regard to why your chariot is upside down, is you're feeling very anxious. And you've been this way for quite a while, I can tell. That you've wanted to move forward, but you've literally, if you're sitting and being honest with yourself, you wanted to move forward, but you just didn't know what forward meant. Because you didn't have a forward to go to. You knew you didn't want to be where you have been, and you've been desperate to get out of where you have been. And right now you're literally coming into the solidification right now of where you want that next step to go. You're really seeing where that road is leading for you and where you want it to take you. So the desperation is just being aware, with desperation and hostility both in the same reading. Just be careful again with the passions with regard to keep yourself in check with them and be well aware of that outlet that you're using for those passions and where you are actually steering yourself with regard to your particular wants and needs at this time. So this is what I have for you, pile 2. Again, this is for July 27 to August 2nd. It's been really wonderful reading for you. I'm so excited for you, and I hope you're excited too as to where this is going to head to for you. And yeah, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and just have a really wonderful week. Bye for now. Welcome to those who picked pile 3, or the Peridot crystal. This is your pile for July 27 to August 3rd. The Peridot crystal, just before we move on to your pile, is ringed in a blue border, which is the throat chakra. And the Peridot itself is referred to usually as an emotional cleanser. So it's talking about mostly with regard to using your energy wisely. It refers to avoiding jealousy. Envy and jealousy, they're harmful not only to you, but as well as to others. So it's just being kind of aware of where your energies are this particular week, and also with regard to your communication. So throat chakra being open. And again, remember that at the end of the week, we are going to have that moment where everyone is pretty much going to end up in some kind of conversation that's either going to be intense or in some way a little on a difficult side. So let's see what the rest of your cards are for the week and see what your message is. We're starting out with the Ten of Wands in reverse. We have the Three of Cups. And the Knight of Cups in reverse. You also have Dance with Life. And underneath it says, do something to change your energy. We have Consult an Expert. And underneath on this one it says, more information is needed. Contact someone with expertise in this area. We have Door to Value with the number 31. And also Differences with the number 36. And your shadow card, or the thing that you need to be careful of this particular week, is Nuba with Denial. This could be an underlining concern. Let's see what's going on with the rest of the cards together. So we're starting out with a really good start. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse, means that you're letting go of a burden or finally being able to just stop carrying whatever burden that was. This could be with regard to your home life, your career. It's hard to say what it is exactly. Remember that this is a general reading for a collective who picked pile 3. You do have the Three of Cups, though, which talks about celebration and getting together with others and really connecting with people on a good level as well. The Knight of Cups is in reverse, however, so there's going to be a delay with regard to any kind of message of an emotional nature. So it could be that you are waiting for someone to come towards you in love and it's going to be a bit delayed, or you yourself were hoping to maybe get in touch with someone and tell them how you feel, but that is in turn going to be delayed this particular week. And it may not be because of anything specific. It may be that you are feeling a little bit nervous about doing so. You do have Dance with Life, and it does say again, do something to change your energy. So that always to me says to get out of your headspace, you know? Stop overthinking, just sort of go with the flow and get that energy going toward the way you want it to go. You do have ask an expert as well, so it could be somebody that you know in your friend circle, in your family circle, who happens to either be in a relationship and you're looking to find out how to speak to a person that you like, or it could be something with regard to finance or career, because you do have the door to value open to you at this particular time. So you could be looking to speak to a financial expert or somebody with regard to a business. The card of difference does exist in this particular pile as well, which is calling to me to remind you that there are differences with regard to how you speak versus how others speak, and really paying attention to what people say versus what they mean, and being very, very aware of the differences between what meaning you wish to convey and what people may perceive as being your message when they hear what you're telling them. Denial is your shadow for the week as well, and in this case, I'm seeing this denial as being not a denial of something where you're being denied. It's more your personal denial of a situation or a circumstance. So this could be with regard to the Knight of Cups being in reverse. You could be feeling a little bit nervous, or remember that we do have the Peridot, which talks about envy and jealousy. You could be feeling not unworthy necessarily, but maybe just a little like your self-esteem is a little bit low this particular time. So you're denying maybe that you're able to ask someone out, or denying that you're able to go for that raise or ask for that promotion or put your name in for something, whatever it happens to be. So it's a denial of the self rather than a denial from somebody else telling you can't do something. You do, like I said, remember, have the door to value open, so that is coming out to me, and it's not necessarily a door to value, even though the card itself depicts money and coins and bills sort of falling through the door toward you. To me, it also speaks of self-value and really seeing yourself as your true self, as opposed to the space that you always tell yourself you're in. So again, with the denial, you've been denying yourself whatever it happens to be, because you're talking yourself out of things. And again, remember, you're being asked at this time, like I said, to change your energy. So really maybe change the way you see yourself or perceive yourself. Ask somebody how to do that too. That could be what the Ask an Expert is talking about for a few of you. To get out of that jealousy space, to get out of that envy space where you see people who you perceive as being able to have it all put together. So You want to go out and socialize with your friends. You are pulling away from that burden. So this is telling me that this is actually the week for you in a positive sense, that all of this is really happening and you're actually at this time able to get these positive things in motion for yourself. You will be able to stop denying yourself. You'll be able to, in this case, know the difference instead of what your inner voice is telling you versus the reality of your situation. By asking people, by looking at your energies and changing it to being more positive, actually getting out and socializing with people, even as practice for the people you actually want to socialize with. So maybe talking to somebody at the store lineup or in when you're walking out in the park or some such, to give yourself that practice of socializing before you go toward the group that you really want to be friends with or the person you really want to talk to. So seeing your own value in that respect and seeing that you are worthy of whatever it is you're going after, and know that any kind of space where you feel like you should be denied or you deny yourself because you don't feel worthy it's literally all in your head, as cliche as that sounds. Everything that is unfolding for you at this time, you literally have to go out and get it. So change your energies to a positive. Know the difference between what you're hearing as your self-doubt and negative self-talk versus what the actual reality of your situation is, and really pull yourself into that state where you can actually go and find your value and socialize and be confident and be able to make the friends that you want to make the connections that you want to make, because this is literally a great time for you to do that. So this is what I see for you, pile 3, for the week of the 27th to the 2nd. This really is a very positive message that I see for you and that I'm hearing for you. It looks a little daunting because you are being asked to do some work at this time. Overall, the experience will be positive once that's completed. Thank you so much for joining today. It's been wonderful reading for you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Have a really great week. Bye for now.